understand about efficiency, and when you're creating bulk products, sometimes, it may not be as feasible, but I love that we've given sellers like you an opportunity to connect with those that are looking for you.
I'm able to walk around without a cane, walk around without the back brace, get out of the bed and stand up straight. I used to couldn't stand up straight. So, my back would feel like it wanted to break in two. That's how painful it was.
Well, Chanel, I'm really confused. And I said, well, why are you confused? She says, well, it seems like to me, everything you touch turns to gold. Welcome to Her Beauty Regimen with Chanel, where we celebrate beauty, wellness, and the personal journeys of inspiring women and beauty founders. Join us as we dive into authentic conversations that highlight the beauty in every story. Hello. Welcome to Her Beauty Regimen with Chanel. I'm really excited. We have two special guests with us today. We have Pamela and Misha. They are the owners of Homestead 324, a family-run business that specializes in all natural handmade body products. They started with just a simple idea of bringing the best from them to you. And so they craft handmade tallow-based products with love. So I'm really excited to interview these beautiful women today. And another thing that I love about them is that they are vendors on herbeautyregimen.com. It's a place where you can get all of your hair, skin, nail, and body products. So we're just going to jump right on in, and I'm going to ask a question, and either one of you can answer it. I'll go with my first question. What inspired you guys to start the brand, and what makes your products unique for customers that are looking for something special?
Well, the real reason to start the business is that one, we had family elements going on, and two is that I took care of my mom, and she's not with us anymore. She had cancer, Alzheimer's, the chemo affected her skin really bad. Her hands and feet turned black and her nails fell off. She was in a lot of pain, and nothing the doctors gave her was working, and as a disclaimer, I never say I'm a healer, but what I did is I made products that helped her feel better to the point where she could walk and she could use her hands. I've tried other things. I quit my job as soon as I found out what was going on. I tried Avon, I tried Mary Kay, but the fact is that with the Alzheimer's, you have to talk to people. And I could be in the middle of talking to someone and my mom would walk off, and, I got to keep up with her because I didn't want her to get lost or hurt. So I decided to go into my own business. I created my first soap on her birthday, March 24th, 2021. And it was just something that started as a hobby. But when things happened, it just became a passion. I broke out from a medication I so needed. And it was really bad. And nothing the doctors gave me worked. So I made my own cream. My son suffers from certain things. My cousin suffers from skin conditions. So making homemade products, all natural, and they do work. That is the beautifulest thing of all. I'm not downing none of the big companies at all. They do what they do. But all natural is what's good for me, because one thing that I've noticed is that there's things you've used all your life. You can't use them now because of some ingredient or some change within our body that doesn't allow us to use them. And I chose tallow because it has so many benefits to the skin. You don't have to whip it up into a cream or anything. Like, you have people who are just buying the tallow themselves and putting it on their skin, and listen, I love what I do. We do everything in base.
And that's amazing, because oftentimes when you create something wonderful, it's usually birthed out of pain or something, you wanting something to change. So I really love the fact that you decided that you were going to do something about it and was able to turn that into a business that can not only help you guys, but other people who are experiencing those ailments. So we'll go to My next question, which is, what's one product from your line that you are most excited about right now, and why should customers try it?
My comfrey pain relieving salve. And it's again, it's homemade. And if you can see the crock pot, I'm in the process of making another order
Okay.
because we ran out. And I'm the first one to try it. Back in 2005, I got hurt. So I'm
Mm,
a caretaker by nature. And for 2 decades, that's what I did. And when you're in this industry, you're going into people's homes, you have to lift them. And they say you should be 150 and they should be 300. Not so. But we do it. And I hurt myself and I kept doing the work. I didn't stop. And it just made it worse. And so we're at this point now where trying to get out of the bed is very hard. Most
mm,
of my videos, I'm sitting down because I can't stand for a long period of time. And what was given to me wasn't working. And I was spending out of pocket. And so for it to cost so much and my body got used to it, I decided, let's make our own.
yeah.
And it works.
Wow.
It work. Oh my God! It literally works. I'm able to walk around without a cane, walk around without the back brace, get out of the bed and stand up straight. I used to couldn't stand up straight, so I mean, my back would feel like it wanted to break in two. That's how painful it was. And now I love it.
That's a powerful testimony of just healing and again utilizing what you know, researching and doing something about it. I guess my next question would be, what does it take for you to run your family business? Like, what are some of the interesting things that have happened? Tell us a little bit more about your day to day.
Well, my day to day basically is sometimes it can be a roller coaster up and down. Um, At one point, it used to be me going into the studio to cheer me up because I was my mother's caretaker right up until she passed. So I try to make sure that everything stays alive. But with me going through my health issues, it's a lot that I can't do. So I have a caretaker, which is my son, and he helps me with most of it. He loves to fill the lotion bottles with the machine. That's his only thing. But when I'm inspired to do something, we have to do the research first. And then we have to work on the getting the ingredients. And so being on a fixed income, that could be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So now, mind you, I started my business March 24th, 2021. Can't say that we've made a whole lot of money. But the one thing I can say is this one word that I've always heard and I continue to hear is everything you need is in the house. So
Mm-hmm.
whether I'm making money or not, I still have the products that I need. So I'm able to make what needs to be made. And when there's too much and I don't have room, I give donations.
Wow.
So if I'm not making money, it's okay because I know what God told me when I started doing this business. And I believe him. I trust him and I stand on his word.
That's so good. You know what God told you. That right there is enough to keep someone motivated in pursuing and going after their God-given talents. So could you tell me, if someone was looking for your product, what would you tell them about how it's going to work? Like, how does it work? What do you where do you use it?
So I give instructions. And so I changed up how I want to do it now. We've started with people who sometimes people don't want to buy the full jar.
Mm-hmm.
So we started with these cute little samples. And it comes in a box. You get 5. It's on the website. And if you don't want to commit to a regular size, you can try your sample size and you can get different items in it. But what it mainly has is the cards, and I make everything myself, literally. I
Yeah.
have these beautiful cards that will explain everything on each item, on how it should be used. The
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we do is we keep sensitive skin products separate from regular, and if people have questions, they're able to ask me that question within the website.
Okay.
I was on an app. I met a few people. We're still friends now, even though I'm not on this app anymore. And this one lady was telling me about her twin girls. One has a condition where she can't get in the bathtub with her sister and use regular soaps and use the bath bombs. So I personally made her daughter her own so that she could enjoy the same as her sister, even though she can't get in the same tub with her unless her sister wanted to use it. But we
Right.
made colorful soaps. We made colorful sensitive skin bath bombs so that she wouldn't break out. I do make custom orders. It's just, it has to be did in an ample amount of time. We have people who ask for wholesale orders, and I take the order, and the minute they place the order, they wait 2 days and says, oh, I need this in 2 weeks. You can't have it in 2 weeks because that is impossible. And then sometimes I do it, but it became too much. And
Mm-hmm.
so I stopped. But I have opened back up to wholesale, and I've let them all know you have to do it 4 weeks in advance. And depending on how many you want, you won't get it in 2 weeks. I will give you a date, and if that's okay, it's okay. But we do custom orders. We started bath bombs in the ribbons because my
Okay.
mom had cancer. She was diagnosed with 3 different ones. And we started doing the ribbons in the bath bombs. And we had a young lady whose family suffered from a lot of cancer. She
Mm-hmm.
asked if I'd make it in soaps. I did. Listen, we're here for the people. That is our main thing that we stick by. And
Right.
it's something I started a long time ago. You have these companies, they're big, right? They
Yeah.
test their products. But when they test their products, if 80 to 90% is okay with it, they run with it.
Yeah.
And then they forget about that 20 and 10%.
Yeah.
I'll take those percentages and I'll help them. I had a customer who broke out from something. I asked her what her elements was. I remade the product and sent it back to her because that's who I am. I love the customer. I love what I do, but
Yeah.
I want to make sure you enjoy it, that you love it as well. That's my motto.
Yeah, that's really good. You said that you are for the people. And that's one thing that I love about Her Beauty Regimen and the vendors and sellers that we have on our platform. I wanted to connect people that loved people, that put love and care into their products, that a lot of our sellers do make handmade products or they're small batch because they're creating them to solve a solution. And we hear a lot of times about, like you said, big box brands. Once they get to manufacturing, they start cutting a little bit of corners. Maybe they started out in home and hand making, and then they get to major distribution. And I totally understand that. I was once a chemical engineer, and I worked in a manufacturing plant, so I understand about efficiency. And when you're creating bulk products, sometimes it may not be as feasible, but I love that we've given sellers like you an opportunity to connect with those that are looking for you. So, if I had to ask one final question, what's one piece of advice you'd share with other women who are dreaming of launching their own beauty brand?
Stay focused on yourself. Don't look outside yourself for any answers. If you want to talk to someone, talk to God. Don't never let someone's negativity down you, because once you let one in, it just trickles and follows. If this is something you want to do and it's your heart's desire, follow it. That's it. Don't give it
That,
up.
that's good. I love it. I think as I've talked to so many different entrepreneurs, oftentimes it is mindset that destroys the operation, the business, and not finances. It's can you stick with it? Can you believe in yourself? Can you have the faith to pursue? I remember one time I was launching or creating a new product with the very first company that I helped to co-found, and I wasn't confident in what we were building. I really wasn't. I remember talking to my co-founder, and when I was describing it, I was just sounding like, because I just was like, all these thoughts, who will buy from me? Who will want to do this? Like, does this really work? All these negative thoughts started flooding, and I started to exude that. And I remember she says to me, she was like, you need to get you some confidence. It sound like you don't even believe in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to seek a therapist. I was like, something's got to be wrong. So I was like, I'm going to call my therapist. I'm going to sit on this couch and I'm going to tell her, like, I don't know why I'm not feeling confident about something that I've created, that God has given me. And I remember the therapist, she was not a faith-based woman, but she looks at me after telling her just about me, all my history. She looks at me and she says, well, Chanel, I'm really confused. And I said, well, why are you confused? She says, well, it seems like to me, everything you touch turns to gold. Mm. And so why would this be any different? And at that moment, it was like a light bulb went off. Yes. That it was all within me.
That's right.
And so I love that you said that. Well, as we come to a close on this interview, can you let everyone know how they can find you? Of course, you can find her Homestead 324 on herbeautyregimen.com, but how else can someone connect with you?
Well, the website is it's the same name, homestead324.square.site.
Okay. Are you on social media?
I am. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under the same Homestead 324.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this interview, for being a part of the Her Beauty Regimen movement. I'm really honored to have you as a guest, and we will speak again. You have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Her Beauty Regimen with Chanel. I hope you felt seen, inspired, and reminded that beauty is so much more than what we wear. It's how we care for ourselves and show up in the world. If you loved what you heard, here's how you can stay connected. Subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at HBR Brand for daily beauty, wellness, and founder stories. Share this episode with a friend or fellow beauty lover who needs to hear this. And if you're ready to explore indie beauty products and brands that put care first, visit us at herbeautyregimen.com. Until next time, stay well, stay radiant, and keep showing up as your whole self.